That's all I've got. Oh, okay. Hey, welcome back to Outside the Box, the series of videos where we take some awesome stuff outside of boxes. And today we have an absolute banger. You saw the thumbnail. Let's get cracking. Oh, yes. Oof. And by the way, thank you to everybody that saw the latest customization. Transformers Animated Jazz just got a spiffy new paint job. Thank you all for watching that video. And if you haven't, feel free to check it out. Okay. Ah, man, to say that I've been waiting a while for this one would be an understatement, right? Oh, right. What the hell is this? Oh yeah, this is for my office chair. Put that to the side. Boom, baby! Oh, it looked so good. Transformers Studio Series 86-26 Dinobots Swoop. Man, kind of surreal to finally have them in hand. We've all seen the photos. A lot of you already have them. I always feel like I'm the last one to get this stuff. Here's some nice shots of the back. I don't know if they're computer renders or if they're actual photos of the figure. It's actually kind of hard to tell on this one. I think they're renders though. I think they're renders. Shots look great regardless though. Some fantastic artwork of Swoop in his Dino mode. God, I love that so much. I do wish we would have gotten a shot of robot mode. We don't get that. Here we have just a fuller shot of Dino mode. Good stuff there. And surprisingly, a different shot on the other side. Have we ever had two different art pieces on these boxes? I don't think we have. I think that's pretty awesome. Not bad. Okay, but let's get this guy out. We've waited long enough. Oh my lord. Woo, baby. Yeah, that's some good stuff. Oh, that's right. He comes with double swords too. He has Grimlock's sword, right? I think technically we're still missing some other swords from the other Dinobots that are from Hasbro directly. Although I'm going to stick to the aftermarket swords that I've already gotten because they look great. But I'm glad he comes with his own sword, and I imagine a lot of folks didn't buy a separate sword for the Grimlock. So it's cool that he comes with one here. Oh, I can feel there's a bag of goodies on the back too. Ooh, look at that guy. Beautiful stuff, man. Wow, very interesting design for Swoop Sword too. A lot more detail going on with this sword here. Not quite as large as Grimlock's, which is a little bit unfortunate. I would have liked their swords to have been all the same size, but still very nicely designed here. I kind of imagine this pipe here on the side kind of feeding some kind of heat to the sword itself, but it's the only one that has this design on it though. Very cool, very unique design. I don't know if there's going to be an eventual DNA design or third-party offering with a larger sword perhaps. We'll have to wait and see, right? Still, very cool that's included. And Grimlock's sword looks very similar to the third-party offering. I mean, it was a very defined design to begin with, right? But it still looks great. And you've got a little peg here on the back. I'm assuming to attach it on the back of robot mode or even in Dino mode perhaps. Cool stuff though, cool stuff. Like I said, I'm gonna stick to the one that I've already got. No point in repainting this one, although I'm gonna save it. You never know, we can use a good sword. And here in the back, I think he has the missiles. Oh, they do come in separate pieces. Not just the missiles, but the missile tips themselves. Ooh, wow, very hollow pieces here. The gold missiles themselves are great. They're in a red plastic painted in gold, but the missile launcher itself is in a gray plastic. Doesn't look bad, but on the back here, ooh, that just hollow city right there, man. I can probably get this filled in with putty for the eventual repaint, but that's a lot of empty space to work with here. I'm just guessing that once it's attached to Swoop, you're not gonna see that a lot. Let's take a look here. There are some pegals on the back of the wings, so I guess they go there, right? I mean, is that how he has them, or are they too far out? Oh, they go in front of the wings. Okay. I mean, I guess you could do either or, whatever suits you. And of course, they have some articulation. You can fold them back a little bit. Man, yeah, this guy looks freaking fantastic here. Those initial photos that we saw, I don't know, it kind of made them look a little bit overly blocky perhaps. I mean, I know it's G1. A lot of stuff in G1 is just a bunch of blocks, but I don't know if it was a look of the proportions that maybe looked a little bit chunky. In person, he looks fantastic. Oh, just great. Obviously, the molding to match with the existing 86 Dinobots, perfectly sized for them. I know a lot of us were wondering, well, what size class was this guy gonna be in? But I'm glad it's the same size. Just fantastic detailing throughout the body here. Oh my God, that's so gorgeous. Good stuff. On the back, looks nice and clean. We get some nice paint apps here on the side. Love how the red pops there. Quite a big heel sticking out the back though. I know that Swoop in the cartoon, I don't think he had that big of a heel, right? They usually didn't have that. And I'm pretty sure the toy didn't have that too. They usually add that on the new figures for stability, although I find that a lot of the times it's not even really all that necessary. I remember Siege Shockwave had massive heels as well sticking out the back. I mean, they just look like absolute Lego bricks. And when I decided to just shave them off, I wasn't too concerned that he would still be able to stand up, and it proved to not be an issue at all. Would I do the same for Swoop here though? I don't know, maybe. I mean, one thing that helped with Siege Shockwave was I removed the majority of his backpack, and for Swoop, he's got his pretty massive wings here in the back. I can't feel him tipping backwards, so I don't know, I may have to keep the heels on this guy. Could just be how you pose him though. One of the striking differences with Swoop though, I mean, the Dinobots have their color scheme, right? A lot of metallics, a lot of golds, some reds. Swoop has quite a bit of blue on the chest and abdomen area. That's what kind of makes him stick out for me. Plus just having like the red helmet. Yes, I know that Slug many times also had a red helmet and a red face. We ended up changing that. But Swoop for me just makes much more sense having that red helmet. I don't know why. So we're definitely going to keep that. Now probably the biggest issue that I've seen is just the shape of the crest on the head. That's really sticking up, right? And I know that the designers looked at the actual model of the character for the original G1 show, and so they matched it as best as they could with that. But for some reason, and we'll get into Dino mode in a bit, having that crest kind of swooping up just looks really off. And so I really hope we get some kind of a third-party option for that, because I would love to update that. Now, somebody in the Discord, shout outs to you, I think it was Harma, did point out that thanks to the screw that's on the back of the head, you can split it open, and this crest is a separate piece. So that would make it quite a bit easier to change that. I think the perfect solution would be to make a crest that's posable, that can be tilted more back or upwards, depending on what suits you. I could totally see that happening. But right now in bot mode, I think it looks good. Even in bot mode though, I wouldn't mind it to be swept back just a little bit more, but still, what we have here, it's good. I know I won't find it as good in the Dino mode, but we're not there yet. We're jumping the gun a little bit. It doesn't look like any of the blue is painted on. It all seems to be just blue plastic, which is fine. And there is a slight variation on the grays. Like the arms, for example, are that darker gray, which is what I've been painting them as stainless steel. And then the wings themselves are more of a silver, which on the original toy, those were like the chrome, which I will definitely try to replicate myself. Man, that gold though really pops. But also here in front of the legs, very awesome stuff. And of course on the missile tips themselves here too, that's good. Very good stuff. The articulation is about what you would expect. 90 at the elbows, full rotation, head full rotation. Wrist rotation, that's always good. Sadly though, there's quite a bit of hollowness. Other Dinobots have had that as well. Great big hole right here in the arm. That's where I'm assuming the fist is going to rotate in for Dino mode. We've had solutions for those gaps in the past before with third parties, and I'm hoping we'll get some similar solutions for this guy too. Now because of the transformation, he has a very good double jointed knee, and it doesn't look all that bad fully folded in too. That's pretty decent. Not too bad at all. Love that stuff. And the waist rotation is there. But of course, the pterodactyl head does hinder that a little bit. You can just move it out of the way to get that full rotation. So I'm glad it allows for that. I mean, it's kind of the same problem that Starscream always has too. Man, this guy just looks fantastic though. Having such a good interpretation of G1 Swoop in hand, this beautiful size, again, I ask, why did we never get any more Masterpiece Dinobots? I mean, who owns a license to pterodactyls? Come on, man. But it's too late now. This guy's doing it for me. This is fantastic. I love that head sculpt too. Such a stern expression on this guy. I never quite liked the voice of Swoop in G1. I don't know, they all sounded kind of Frankenstein-y to me. Oh, but man, the expression here is just spot on. I love that. That is really cool. Let's get him with a sword on here. Oh yeah, hell yeah, that does it. That does it real good. Even though it's a smaller size in Grimlocks, this just looks perfect. Good stuff. Good stuff. I can already imagine certain parts painted in the black. I would still give it the yellow to the orangey blend spray paint job to really make it look like it's piping hot. That would just finish the look for it. Very good stuff. Woo, love it, love it. Okay, let's get this guy into his pterodactyl mode and see what's going on there, yeah? Oh, okay. That's such a good looking Swoop. God damn, okay. This transformation is not overcomplicating anything, keeps it simple, to the point, and does what it needs to do to get us here. I think it looks great. Exactly what you would expect for a modernized G1 Swoop. Now the instructions don't say this, but it makes sense now to switch the missiles to the other peg holes that are a little bit farther out on the wings. But they do stick out further though. This is how they're connected in bot mode, and this is on the other peg hole. I think it's totally up to taste, but now that I'm seeing it, maybe for me this might be sticking out a little bit too much. And then if you look at it from the top, you're gonna see quite a bit more of the hollowness over here too. So I think I'm gonna leave it on the original peg hole. Okay, all right. You do you though, you do you. But this is very impressive, very, very good looking Swoop. The wingspan, absolutely phenomenal. Double jointed articulation here in the middle. Give us some good flapping action. Very nice Autobot symbols on there as well. What's kind of confounding though is how they peg into the arms of bot mode. And so they do separate from the torso a little bit to make them kind of tilt up a little bit. It's so subtle though. I don't know if it's just for stability issues, but you can totally just separate them from the arms and get more of an upward movement that way as well. I mean, it's not gonna mess up the look at all. And of course, the legs perfectly form the backpack for the pterodactyl mode. And you do get the tiniest hint of the little footsies here in the back. I mean, that's true to G1, can't complain about that. Now, what I will complain about is, as I hinted in the beginning, the shape of the crest here now in pterodactyl mode does look a little bit funky, pointing upward the way it is. I definitely would have preferred this maybe swoop back a little bit, maybe even make it a little bit longer, make them look that much more sleeker in dyno mode. So we're gonna come up with a solution for that. I'm almost sure of it. Another thing that's kind of irking me, while the mouth is articulated, this bottom jaw section isn't quite as long as the top. So it makes him look like he has quite a severe overbite. I mean, it kind of makes him look like a Simpsons character, if anything. I don't know why they couldn't have made this bottom section just as long as the top one. And I don't know if a third party will be able to solve that for us, because now that's on a pin, and most folks aren't gonna have the means to get that out of there. So we're probably gonna be stuck with that, sadly. It doesn't completely ruin the look at all though, but I do like the detailing that he has on the head, a couple of extra panel lines as the other Dinobots have had. And as you would expect, we do have a peg inside the mouth to connect some nice blast effect accessories. That's gonna look freaking awesome. Can't wait to see what becomes available for that. Overall though, I think this is a success of a figure. Truly an accomplishment, and just surprising that it took us this long to get a proper G1 inspired Dinobot Swoop. Same with the rest of the Dinobots too. Masterpiece Grimlock I don't think has aged all that well. A lot of the proportions are kind of weird nowadays. And so when we got that 86 Grimlock, it was such a breath of fresh air. And now to finally be able to have the rest of the Dinobots, I can't believe we got here. We made it. Oh, we made it. Now, when will I get to an eventual customization? Well, you know we have the next 5 projects already planned out. I mean, can that be interrupted? Sure, head on over to patreon.com/hobbies with Jose. Pick out a tier that's right for you. Maybe you can suggest what I work on next. But other than that, it's probably gonna take a minute because I still want to work on the Dinobots in the order that they came out in. So yeah, it'll be a while, but man, I love what we got here. Such a good figure. And you can even pose them just standing up too. Look at that. Perfect. Let's do one more box. I mean, Swoop's great or not, but we can't have the whole video just with him. So I've got this one here as well. Not too sure what's in here. Oh, snap. Oh, I forgot about this guy. Yes. Woo, we got some transforming to do. Okay. Here we have Transformers Legacy United, G1 Triple Changer Sandstorm. This is definitely an Autobot that I'm not all that familiar with. I don't remember him really from the cartoon much. I know he was mostly prominent in the 3rd season after the animated movie, right? And I think I kind of stopped watching at that point. But I mean, he is original G1, so I had to get him. And again, as with Swoop, it's the first time that we're getting this character in a pretty faithful rendition of what we see in the G1 cartoon. Some nice shots on the back, bot mode. Both vehicle modes here. Obviously, he's not as popular as Springer, right? But still a very fun looking bot though. Oh, we do get some nice shots of robot mode here on the side. I think there were some folks that were a little bit upset that we didn't get a head sculpt without the mouth plate. I think in the cartoon he actually has his mouth, right? Or am I misremembering that? Again, I'm not too familiar. This I think is more based off of the toy, if I'm not mistaken. He looks great to me though. Let's get him out. Am I missing something here? Oh no, it's just kind of stuck in the box. Ah, woo, beautiful. Oh shit. Yeah, these triple changers have More involved instructions. Okay. Oh, it's got some kind of a little cage accessory. Interesting. Dude, it's got an actual rope in here? Okay. That's awesome. We do have another little baggie in here. Sadly, though, this bag doesn't have the Autobot imprints on it. I don't know, is that only a Studio Series thing? Does Legacy not have that in the budget? So he's got a pretty generic looking blaster on him. I don't know if it's black plastic or painted in black, not too sure. Pretty shiny, nice molding, not too shabby, pretty hollowy. Not impressed by that. He's got, what the hell is this, dude? What the hell is this? Excuse me? Is this like a little mini helicopter accessory? It's got a little rotor here on the top. And it's got some hinges here, some pins. So I think this piece opens up. Let me hopefully not break this. No, yeah, it opens up. Oh shit, that one's tight. Does that one not open up? No, it has to. I'm gonna force it. Ah, there we go, okay. I don't know what for though. We'll find out in a bit. We'll find out. He's got another smaller blaster, just a little pop cap blaster here. This one's definitely in gray plastic, not painted, but it's not hollow, thankfully. I guess it's due to the size, so I'm grateful for that. Nice little design though. This is interesting though. Some kind of a cage, and it's got like this little rope here on the side that connects to this section down here, or maybe this is the top, I don't know. I guess that's more used like in vehicle modes. Oh, maybe for the helicopter mode, right? Yeah, I see it in helicopter mode. Here in the box, you can see the cage right there in the bottom. Oh, and it's right there in your face in the back. Good stuff, good stuff. I guess it still connects on the vehicle itself. What is that, like a dune buggy? Right here in the back, we can see part of it there. Oh, wow, I see where the blades for the chopper are just like lined up on the back. That's pretty smart to hide them there. I mean, they're not really hidden, but just to keep them nice and organized on the back, just like this. It's not too bad. Does make it look a little bit hollow there in the middle though. Hey, these tires have that soft plastic like beachcomber. What? I didn't know that. Here, I'm not gonna yank on them too much, but they are definitely softer. Not fully rubber, but softer plastic. Wow, that's good. I mean, it makes sense. He's a dune buggy, right? Off-roading, yeah, okay. I didn't hear them talk about that though. Well, the look of this guy is very nice. Lots of oranges and lots of blacks. Obviously, what I am noticing though is quite the backpack on him, which I think is both good and bad. Having such a big backpack can make a figure back heavy, although he's got some pretty sizable heels to remedy that. But still, it's not the greatest of looks. But because of that, there seems to not be a lot of clutter or kibble on the bot mode itself. These limbs on this guy look pretty clean, pretty, I wouldn't say simple, but they're just not cluttered. There's not a lot sticking out of them. They look good. I like that. But yeah, just this massive hulking thing just on his back. But I know that's part of his design. That's how he looked in G1, right? So we can't get too mad at it for that. There's definitely two shades of orange going on here as well. A lot of the backpack sections here on top are kind of a standard orange. Also on top of the head, that's painted on. But then we get more of a hot orange like on the chest and other sections too. I think that looks good to help break up all of that orange with, I don't know, different shades of orange. Not too bad, not too bad. I don't know if these are gonna be the headlights for one of the vehicles right here on the shins. I like the silver that's added there. These wheels do look fantastic though. They've got the wide pins on them, better than having some other kinds of pegs that are noticeable. And the silver on them really pop. That looks great. I do love that. Other than the backpack looking hollow, the back of the legs don't fare all that better, unfortunately. Very much a flat-footed feet here as well. Not the greatest. Not the greatest. Thankfully, no hollowness on the arms though. And we do get wrist rotation, so that's always good. Love it. Because of the design of the head and the backpack that's going around as well though, the articulation on the head itself is kind of limited. He can definitely look to the side quite a bit, so that's not bad. I don't know if he can do a full 360 though. He is starting to look farther back, and yes, he can do a full 360. I mean, I've broken his neck at this point. Once I do, I'm already thinking about an eventual repaint in the future. I don't think I would want to do this because these parts are really rubbing up against each other. But having that articulation available is always good. It does look like the front chest section is kind of just popping off here. I see where there's a peg. I don't know if it's coming up on camera right here on the inside that would then connect to this peg hole right here. It seems to just pop out pretty easily on mine though. Doesn't seem to be quite lining up. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, not the tightest connection though. I do like that head sculpt. It's not bad. Having the silver for the mouth plate does make it pop out, especially the blue used for the eyes too. Very good stuff there. Not too shabby. All right, let's check out these weapons on him. We'll add the two guns Again, I'm not sure where that orangey accessory goes to. That's looking pretty good. Pack and double heat here, not too bad. I mean, obviously this one looks like it's gonna do more damage. This, I hope it does damage, I guess, I don't know. He's got it though, all right. Let me check the instructions for that other one here. The instructions don't say where it connects to, but just looking at the picture in the front, looks like it's right on top. Is that really where it goes? Yeah, sure, why not? Right there. And that'll just sting you to death or something. I don't know. I don't know what that's gonna do. I mean, it does look like some kind of a weapon there that's gonna shoot at you, I guess. I mean, I'm assuming for the alt mode, it's gonna be something for the helicopter, like the rear rotor blade or something. Yeah. Okay. And you can connect this cage, I guess, to the bottom of the fist. So we can have his little popper weapon and the cage right on that fist. What's he gonna do with it? Is he gonna trap some Decepticons? Some Cassetticons? Ravage maybe? Sure. Or is it gonna be used for rescue as well? Yeah, that makes sense. That would probably be most useful in the helicopter mode, right? I mean, it's something different, right? 19 steps for Doom Buggy mode. Let's check it out. Okay, so we have Doom Buggy mode. The transformation was something. Didn't seem overly complex for a triple changer, which is always great, but some parts, I don't know, they weren't all that cooperative, but it could just be me transforming it for the first time, not having a lot of experience with it. In the end though, we got a pretty decent looking Doom Buggy out of this guy. Triple changers can always have some funny looking alt vehicles, but what's impressive here is that you don't overly see some very obvious helicopter parts. That orangey accessory that we attached on serves some kind of a mini spoiler here in the back, and what's obvious that becomes helicopter parts are facing the rear, so that's good. And a lot of these gray parts, I'm guessing, form some kind of an engine looking thing here on the back. Not too bad, not too bad, that looks good. And as you might expect, it rolls beautifully. It just glides across. Looks like the instructions do continue to add the cage in the back. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, this is actually pretty freaking cool. The cage kind of splits in half, and the actual cage part now goes around the engine looking section here on the back, and you can plug in the black weapon right there on top. Perfect for some vehicular battles. And the flat bottom of the cage snaps in very nicely here in the bottom, just out of the way from everywhere else, and the little gray gun plugs in here on the bottom of the side. You might think that that would be unuseful, but when you have the vehicle right side up, this can rotate out and still serve as an extra weapon. That's awesome. I like that very much. Okay. Yeah, all of this stuff really does complete the look of the vehicle mode here. Very, very impressive look overall though. And it still rolls great. Nothing's getting in the way. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, we have one more alt mode to get to. Let's take a look at that one. Jesus, 32 steps. Are you kidding me? Ugh. Yeah, so basically the entirety of the backpack becomes a helicopter. No, it's not exactly a shell former, but it does wrap around a lot of pieces very neatly to form this nice looking copter, and it's very impressive. I think I have some parts not all the way snapped in. Some sections here in the rear seem a little bit crooked, so I think they're a little bit off, but it does feel pretty solid. And the only real obvious robot parts are just the arms sticking out right here on the sides. But other than that, it looks like a very clean helicopter, and we get all of the orange really sticking out in this mode. The only other parts kind of showing are the wheels here in the bottom, but it's kind of a minor thing though. Doesn't really bother me all that much. We even get some dedicated smaller helicopter wheels here in the back, but it's funny, there's no smaller wheels here in the front other than these big ones still sticking out. I don't think you're really meant to utilize these because they kind of lock into place and they no longer really roll freely. So you just get these back ones. It's kind of weird. Also, the helicopter blades themselves, they're not as free spinning as I would like. Once you kind of spread them out and get them into position, there's a lot more friction going on, but such a minor thing. It's not too bad. And of course, the smaller blades are now functional here in the back. More wheels just showing up here in the back. But that's what we get right there. Not too bad at all. And of course, we can utilize the cage more so here in helicopter mode. Let's connect that. And it should really just connect here in the bottom. And now you have the chopper with its, I guess, rescue cage hanging out the bottom. That's nice. I like that. That's really cool. The weapons now just kind of connect here on the sides, and so you have them there. I don't think it's as great of a look as when they are connected in the dune buggy mode, only because the copter here looks so clean. These now kind of stick out a little bit, but it's good to have some offense here for the chopper mode too, so that's not too bad. Good stuff. Very good stuff. And of course, all of the windows are just going to be all in black, which I do like. There's never going to be any details on the inside for us to really take advantage of seeing. Really gives you a scale of how much bigger the helicopter would be compared to the dune buggy, but that's always fine. But all around good stuff. Very good stuff. Yeah, not too bad at all. Well, hey, we had some absolute bangers here today. Thank you all so much for watching. And if you like what you saw, you know what to do. You can always follow me on other social medias. Links are down below. And I do go live on Twitch on Fridays and weekends. Right now, Fridays are once again our pixel drawing nights, where Pixel Megatron is getting a much needed upgrade. But if you can't catch me live, I do always upload them to my second YouTube channel, Hobbies with Jose Gaming. You can support by becoming a member and using some awesome emotes, or head on over to the merch store for some great stuff, or really support by becoming a Patreon and pick a tier that's right for you. But I will see you all real soon. Keep an eye out for the review of Dragstrip as we make our way towards Menasor. Take care, everyone.